I've seen a lot of rocket builds on Minecraft, and I figured most of the rockets that are supposed to send you up are kind of bad because they, use too much space and they only send you upwards. So while we were finding out other ways to make rockets, which we actually didn't even know rockets existed when we were making our own rockets. And gladly that was the case, or else we probably would have copied the freaking other rockets that the people were making that were kind of bad. But you could call this a new age rocket, since here's one of the rockets right here. Only uses this much space. It's not a lot of space. And if you go down here, we've got other things too. So, planes and stuff like that that move horizontally, actually, because in this game there's just left, right, forwards, backwards. So basically, left, right, forwards, backwards is where the planes move. And this is kind of like one. Now, this is mainly a platform, but it's basically like a plane, and you can control the direction. So you can use this for things like bases and stuff. And here's Tech's side where he made a switch to turn off the auto shift and turn it on. And this is just this side that has auto shift on always. So over here you'll see a version of the ship that can go up and down. Uh,
It's actually ready.
oh, it's ready. Okay, let's see it.
I will pull the switch now.
All right, so keep it on.
Okay.
And then once it touches the floor, like, keep it on, and when it bounces off, turn it off so it hits the roof again, then touches the floor and it stops. Just so they know it's an auto shift off. Alright. So it goes
You
back
can tell by the
down.
flashing light on the floor.
Yeah. So that should stop the block update, which will stop the auto shifting. As you can see right there. So this is just some stuff we just kind of randomly made, I guess. I was actually surprised when I saw people making stuff that took up way too much space for what it was. I don't know. It's pretty simple, isn't it? So this is how you kind of make it. So what you do, if you're making it left and right, or, forwards, backwards, just anything horizontal, you basically take some blocks, build it up a little bit. After that, you put a sticky piston down, have it facing towards you, put a slime block there. Actually, put two slime blocks there. Now go over here, put another sticky piston there, put two slime blocks here. Now, over here, you want to extend the blocks a little bit so that you can place the observer facing this block. Actually, no, you probably don't even need to do that. But if you're trying to make this on survival, it's recommended. So that you can just stand behind them. But in this case, you don't have to because we're in creative. So I place one here, place one there, and as you can see, it's going to keep moving. And if you want to change the direction of it, just put a hard or slash impossible to push block in front of it, and then make it go the other way by using the piston that goes the other way. Look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? And the same thing goes for up and down. So we're just going to recreate. Well, I'm going to, but I'm just going to say we're so that the whoever's watching this video feels like we're doing something together. Doot, 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 doot. Up and down is actually way easier to create versus the vertical version is easier to create versus the horizontal version. Alright, then we just start it up. Now, assuming you're on top of it, which is where you should be if you're using this to ride up, you're going to want to look a little bit at the edge like that, and then just kind of hit it. And of course, most of these you'll fall through, including the rocket, especially in online games, like the model that you usually see around the community. But this one, you won't really fall through as long as you're, jumping a lot. If you hold the jump button, you should be completely fine. And if you're standing on the observer, you should also be completely fine when you're, holding the jump button. Because of course, if you're standing on the slime block, you might get launched up. Now, if you're really afraid, you could maybe put an easy to push block right there, but this is the minimal design for it, which is what we were going for. And those are the rockets that were shown earlier. So here's a perfect one just by itself. So this is what we call the B rocket. So yeah, lowercase b. And this is super easy to make. Piston, slime blocks, sticky piston, and then an observer that recreates a repeater. Now, well, that's actually not our first model. That's close to our first model. This is our first model right here. And this one is kind of weird. If you want to look at it, I'll just kind of move the camera around. So we optimized that first model to only use 2 slime blocks, like that one, by placing the observers on top of it. After that, we've made some other models. Tech made a certain model right here. But this is a staircase model made by Tech that goes one direction or the other direction, but you need to rebuild it. And it's pretty good. This model was a little bit before we started really advancing in the 2A for the up and down, or for the vertical and horizontal crafts, I guess. So, and I'm not gonna say this to bring hope up, but one of these days I just hope to find maybe a 4-way or even a 6-way, which is all directions, up, down, left, right, forwards, backwards. So that'd be nice. Like, look at this. Just the huge graveyard. Like, up there is kind of like a graveyard, but it's more of an ascent field. Down here is just literal graveyard.
Yes.
Look at all these absolutely failed creations. What is this?
Including this thing.
Where are you? Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, there are still pandas out here.
I know. Someone's probably gonna ask a question in the video if it ever gets popular. Just, why are there pandas? It's just a
You'll never be
single.
answered.
Yeah, just a singular panda, and they still ask why they're pandas. I'll heart the comment and not reply to it, so that they know I read it. Cool upside down elytra flying.
What now?
Look at you. What is that?